gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The 2 Count. You are here with your boy Charlie, your boy Kyle, your boy Dave. We are coming back to you for another episode of our weekly segment that we like to call Around the Wire. So we're going to just shoot the shit, talk about some news that we've seen over the past week or two in terms of professional wrestling. Could be indie, could be WWE, could be Ring of Honor, could really be anything we want because we write the rules and we don't give a fuck, so deal with it. But at the end of the day, we're going to have a great conversation right now, and we're going to kick things off on the WWE side of the world as the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, is returning to a wrestling ring. Guys, what are your thoughts?
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart were my two guys growing up. They were the guys that got me like hooked on wrestling.
Yep.
As far back as the Rockers and the Hart Foundation, I was like drawn to those guys' matches. So to see Shawn again, like when he came back in 2002, that child in me, of course, is like, hell yeah, Shawn Michaels, not gonna be bad. It can't be. But I get where people are like, man, you know, he's older, it's this and that. But you know what? It's Shawn Michaels. And I'll take a Shawn Michaels match if they're going to give me one. And I'm a Shawn Michaels mark. I'm a Bret Hart mark. So I think Shawn is in good enough shape. And hopefully Taker's hip replacement and everything has got him good enough to where they're going to put on a respectable match. At very least, the storytelling should be there because they're both so smart about storytelling. If there's got to be some gimmickry involved, fine. I'll take it, you know, one or two more matches. I don't want to see him go on a run. I would like to see him wrestle a younger guy, but if he doesn't feel like it, you know, it's his prerogative.
Yep. Dave?
That's my feelings.
I like to see Shawn Michaels versus Dolph Ziggler.
They'll never do it, but I'd love it.
I mean, if
If
there's
come back, I would like to see him with his old gear. I don't want to see that baggy shit. Fucking.
It's for the knee braces.
Still, it doesn't look good. And also Undertaker. I do not want to see Undertaker in this fucking string, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you. I know. You know what? I agree wholeheartedly. That was one thing about Shawn's last run bugged me.
I want to see Taker come back out in a purple tie.
I do too.
One of my favorite wrestlers all time, Undertaker. But you got to say this: the guy is really old.
Yeah.
You know, he's had a hip replacement. He's not as muscular or as fit as he was, you know, 6-7 years ago. So it's like kind of time to change that attire already. Like, you know, I would love for him to come back with that old school Undertaker.
Actually, and the old school attire would hide more of the muscle loss.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good idea actually. But
I would love to see him like that purple with the purple, like you said.
I miss the gloves. I'm not so into those like MMA gloves. I miss those old purple gloves.
My issue with Shawn Michaels' return, and look, I am like you, Kyle, in the same boat. I fell in love with wrestling because of Bret Hart, and then that Iron Man match, the Boys' Dream, that made me love.
I'll never forget that match.
If I want Shawn Michaels to wrestle someone, I don't want the end of an era. I want the passing of a torch.
Ideally I do too.
And I don't want it to be AJ because AJ's only going to be around for another 3 or 4 years. I want Rollins.
I want Adam Cole.
Well, he won't be up to the main roster in time. But I want to see Seth Rollins versus Shawn Michaels. I think Rollins could carry the match like he did for Sting. Ultimately, hopefully he doesn't kill him like he killed Sting.
Yeah, that's the one that was going to bring that up, actually.
Hopefully he doesn't kill him, but I think Rollins could definitely carry the match. I think he'd be careful with him. I think that at the end of the day, you get more value out of Seth Rollins defeating Shawn Michaels, or even if Adam Cole randomly does come up, you get more value out of one of those guys taking something from Shawn Michaels versus two old gunslingers going out and riding out into the Old West, you know? To me, like, this is almost, I'll watch it, I'll enjoy it, I'll hear the bells, I'll feel like a 10-year-old again, I'll do my little, when Shawn Michaels comes out, but...
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Like, it's not going to be anything more than a novelty to me. And I think that's what Shawn's looking for. I think Shawn wants a novelty match. He wants to come out, get the cheers, get the, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's Shawn. So basically the way that it's mapped out is it's the Super Showdown match is going to turn into a tag team match. And the tag team match is going to lead to an individual match at Survivor Series. So
Yeah, makes sense.
good for them. You want to do something even better? Give me the end of an era match, the Undisputed Era, 4 of them versus Taker, Kane, Michaels, Triple H. Boom.
Yes. Boom. Money match. Oh,
Have
I wanna see
Adam
that.
Cole, sweet chin music, Shawn Michaels to end the fucking match. That's the passing of a torch. That's how it's done.
I love it. That's a
really good idea.
And you know what? All of those guys are such good workers that technically you could watch them do submission moves to the older wrestlers for an hour and you wouldn't be bored. I don't know if you've ever watched Kyle O'Reilly, but his entire style is kicks and submission. It's not like he's doing high spots. So those guys could carry that match. I would love it. They won't do it. Triple H would do it, but I don't think Vince will ever let that happen to the card. So now, while we're on the subject of people coming back, and I know we discussed this in another video, but do you smell what The Rock is cooking, boys? The Rock is coming back for WrestleMania to wrestle Roman Reigns. And we could talk about this in a little more depth. Dave's eyes absolutely lit up everything that I'm feeling inside my chest right now. Look, I love Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, me too.
I love Rock.
I love The Rock. Hey, look.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't. It's just that. Come on, man. Stop bringing The Rock every time.
I'm debating getting those kicks, man. Have you seen his Under Armour kicks?
Yes.
They're dope.
I like them. I like the white ones with the blue.
Oof, yeah,
me
those
too.
are dope. So I like the black.
Yeah,
you know me,
awesome.
I'm all black and white with everything. So it was pretty dope. But anyway, my point here is, it looks like we're looking at Rock versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. I think the story you build there doesn't necessarily have to be around the championship. I think the story you build there could be one in which Rock tries to show him that he's never going to be him.
Yeah, and he's not.
No, but Rock says, you won't turn. You won't do what I had the balls to do and turn my back on everybody to support myself. Rock is your empowerment. If you put The Rock against Roman Reigns, you're automatically flipping Roman Reigns heel. It's automatically happening because he'll never be the face.
He can't be. He can't match Mike's skills with The Rock either. That's the one thing I'm worried about in that feud.
Yeah, but he won't have to.
If they put him against The Rock's gonna eat him alive, just like Cena ate him alive.
Is he gonna call him Cookie Puss? Can we get a Cookie Puss?
I think the one thing Roman has going for him with The Rock is The Rock will go easy on him because they're family.
Yep.
It's the only reason.
No, but I think the angle here is The Rock's gonna return. The Rock's come back. The Rock is here because you are a piece of trash. Like, that really could be what it is. You know, I tried to give you my endorsement at the Royal Rumble and people booed you. You come back and you fight Brock Lesnar time and time again, and people boo you.
Don't get it done.
The one thing I love about Rock is that Rock actually speaks the truth. Even though he's doing a storyline. So he'll get out there and he'll be like, no matter what you do, they boo you. So why are you still a face? I'm here to take you out of your misery. I'm going to take the championship from you. Right?
That's good.
That's the angle. I think that works. I think Rock is, obviously Reigns is going to win ultimately. But I think that the goal here from a Roman Reigns Rock perspective, the only possible outcome is turning Roman Reigns heel.
Yeah. It would be the only way it would work.
But if you think about it, we had a whole conversation on Dean Ambrose where we said he'll never be a heel because when he turns on Roman, he'll be a face. So it would position it to where Seth and Dean are the top faces. Well, it would be Seth is your baby face, Dean is your tweener, Roman's your heel.
What if the Dean Ambrose thing winds up being a whole nother swerve, like the original thing where everybody thought he was going to be the turn, and this time it's Roman?
The only thing is, why would Roman turn? The only thing is, why would Roman turn? He's got the strap.
That's a good point.
The only way Roman turns is if he loses the strap and turns on Rollins and Ambrose for not protecting him or whatever the case may be.
Gotcha.
Hi, Mrs. Dave.
Hola.
What up? I forgot there was a camera there.
Don't worry, we're going to have wrestling pool party soon.
My God, we had a run-in by Mr. Duran.
So, we have a fourth member of our podcast today. So,
here he is, right here.
Next generation.
What's up, buddy?
Generation.
What's your thoughts on Roman Reigns? Did he just take a crap, Dave?
He sucks.
That's jumping away from WWE for a second, there's a couple of big pay-per-views going on in the next couple of weeks. Ring of Honor has a Death Before Dishonor pay-per-view,
Yep.
which literally looks out of this world. Have you guys seen the match card for that?
Mm-hmm.
David, you?
I know Cody's is involved in it.
So Cody's actually defending the NWA title for the first time there, and it's Cody versus Willie Mack, which is going to be an amazing match. An amazing match.
Which is the pay-per-view that they had that's going to be Chaos versus Bullet Club?
I don't think that's a pay-per-view.
Oh, that 5-on-5?
That's a 4-on-4.
A 4. I think that's Death Before Dishonor, isn't it? Like Marty, Hangman, and the Bucks.
Yeah, that is Death Before Dishonor.
Yeah.
Okada and some other people.
Yeah.
And what about, speaking of outside of WWE news, Gato turns on Okada, aligns with Switchblade. That's huge in New Japan.
That is huge. That basically bumps him out of Chaos, no?
I think it could be another situation like with the Bullet Club where it splits into two. I don't know. I mean, they could either remove him.
Who's the other guy? Didn't someone join the firing squad?
Not yet, but still being teased.
Yeah, someone's coming. They showed up at NXT. We could talk about that in a minute. But
yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, they showed up at NXT.
What was that about?
I'll tell you exactly what that was about. Those dudes still live in Orlando near the Performance Center and just showed up to say hello to friends and made it look like they were recruiting. It was smart as shit on their part.
That's genius. That is genius.
Because who's from NXT showing up in New Japan?
I'm surprised that they're probably going to burn a bridge doing that shit, though.
Nah.
You have to understand something. From the position of Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, they're 36 years old. They're never going back to WWE. The best thing that they can hope for is better positioning.
Tama Tonga was in WWE?
No, but Tangaloa was.
Tamaloa, yeah, I know that. Hernandez, right? Wasn't it?
He was Camacho. He was
Camacho.
Camacho, yeah.
He used to ride Unico out on his bicycle.
Yeah.
Talk about WWE and their talent, right? So let's go back to Death Before Dishonor.
What they turned out in the
Let's go back to Death Before Dishonor for 1 second, and then we can jump to New Japan. But for Death Before Dishonor, yes, you're right. You've got the 4-on-4 match, actually 5-on-5 match of Chaos versus Bullet Club. But then you also have a very, very interesting World Heavyweight Championship match where Jay Lethal takes on Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good match.
That's going to be a good match.
That's going to be a damn good match.
Love
Ospreay
to get his title.
You'd love what?
I'd like to see Ospreay get the title.
I don't think Ospreay will get the title though because he's not signed to Ring of Honor.
No, he probably won't win, but I would love to see. It's going to be a good match, but I would say this: I would love to see Ospreay in NXT.
Maybe versus Ricochet. He'll go there. He'll be in NXT at some point.
It'll happen eventually, especially NXT UK. Once his World of Sport contract and New Japan contract are done.
NXT North America.
So
I'll take him either way.
And on the topic of Cody real quick, have you seen what he's been doing recently? He's actually been playing up the fact that his contract is expiring.
I don't think he's going. I mean, did you see the All Us video that came out today?
Mm-mm.
Not to date our video too much, but he just came out with another All Us video on his channel, and it basically confirms All In 2.
Really?
He said this, yeah. He said this is not a one-time thing. This is a revolution, and you don't just have one event for a revolution.
So where do you think the next one would be?
I don't know.
First of all, the WWE Network.
No. Where do you think it would be from a zoning standpoint?
Well, it's going to be from my knowledge of what Papa Buck and I spoke about. Chicago was not the original plan. The original plan was San Francisco in Cow Palace, but there was some issue with the streaming, and I don't know if they're going to try to make a Cali show this time, but I think it makes sense because a lot of them, like the Bucks, are from California. I could see them doing that. They wanted to.
You want to do a Southern California show? Do it in the Forum.
I think that's a good idea. I would like to see it at the Forum.
You have to remember they're going to try to push their numbers this time too. So if they did
Oh, yeah, I
10,000,
think
they're
so.
going to try. The Cow Palace can only hold like 10, 15,000, right? So my
Yeah,
guess.
I think they're going to go bigger. I think they go to the Forum.
The Forum is about 25,000 people, and not only that, it's an outside. I think it's an outside venue as well. An open. I think the Forum is an open venue, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't follow enough NBA to know if they'll.
No, it's not in the NBA. It's a regular. They hold
The
events.
Lakers don't play in the Forum?
No, they play in the T-Mobile Arena or Staples Arena. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
the Staples
Lakers
Center.
are
That's
the
right. I'm
Staples
thinking
Center.
the Staples Center. Oh no, yeah, the Forum. The Forum could do. Yeah, that makes sense. I was getting the venues confused. That's my fault. I would like to see them.
There's a lot of boxing matches in there.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Boxing matches, and that they were trying to hold the Big Three, the NBA league that Ice Cube has.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing that there. The Forum,
Okay.
I believe, I want to say, I'm maybe 50% sure that the Forum it's an open concept.
The Forum is being discussed is something I'm aware of. So that is an option.
You know why I don't think they'll come to New York?
Because they're already doing.
They don't want to go to WWE yet with them.
Yeah.
The East is.
I don't think they can go to WWE yet.
No, what I mean by it is, the East is historically known as the WWE territory. When you were in wrestling in the 70s, if you said you were going to the East, that meant you were going to WWE.
New York.
WWE or going to New York, you were going to WWE. So I think that they won't come to New York City because the backlash potentially from Vince.
Yeah. I don't think they're trying to burn too many bridges at this point.
Because you never know where they might happen. All in 2 might happen, and then they're like, we've done this twice, let's go to WWE now.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I think...
Can you see my desktop?
Yes.
Oh. Whoa.
The Forum.
Dave, this is like awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's an amazing arena.
That's the top of the Forum.
Oh, yeah, they should definitely use that.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm way down.
Look at this. It's huge. Look at this.
That would be pretty cool.
That's another place they could do it, by the way. They could do it in Vegas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Vegas wouldn't be a bad
They could do
spot.
it there. They could do it at the T-Mobile Arena. I mean, the T-Mobile Arena is a lot of people, dude.
I don't know what you just did, Dave, but you kind of threw off our vibe over here. All right, I'll just leave us like this
Oh, no,
right
it's
now.
back.
Yeah, I've got us back.
Normal for me, so.
Well, I'm now back on the bottom. Kyle, you're back over there. We've swapped around Brady Bunch cells, all because of you, Dave Durant. All right. So now, in terms of other topics to discuss, I think we have to talk about Becky Lynch. I've never seen a wrestler since Daniel Bryan or maybe Steve Austin get this over.
Yeah.
What have you guys thought about Becky's storyline so far?
I love it. I love the Becky storyline.
I question whether it was intentional, whether they meant to get her this over, but I love it. I'm glad she is. She deserves it.
I mean,
I have a feeling they really were trying to push her as a heel, but it backfired big time.
Now that they have the momentum, they shouldn't let it go. I tell you that much. They should make that Evolution show
about Becky
one of the biggest heels on it.
Did you love the scene yesterday where Charlotte's taking pictures and Becky comes in and knocks her over and goes take pictures of the champ? Take pictures of the champ.
I love the photo she posted on Twitter.
I saw that too. That was good. I like it too.
I love the caption on it.
And I love that she didn't shake hands at the end of that title match. I was so happy that she didn't go that route.
Well, and the thing that I loved about it in particular is that she literally turned around and was like, during this whole storyline, she literally was like putting out this such tight social media content. I mean, Becky's always been good with social media. But that woman has literally used social media to build her storyline to a level that I can't believe. Like, she had amazing Instagram stories before this, And it's literally gotten even better. So, I mean,
Oh yeah.
so much cool shit going on with Becky Lynch. I'm really excited to see what's next for her, though, because I think she has to win versus Charlotte the next time through.
Yeah.
And then who's
Yeah.
next, right? I think it's got to be Asuka.
I hope it's Asuka. I would love that match. Yeah, who else could it be? I mean, yeah, it'd have to
It
be.
could be Asuka. It could be Naomi.
Yeah, they could build Naomi back up. I mean,
also-
I'd love to see him do something with Peyton and build Peyton Royce up.
Yeah, but the problem is
More.
she's going to be a heel. And Becky's
Yeah.
Becky's sort of a face. I guess Becky could fight both.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes. I view Becky so much in the vein of a Steve Austin character
Trina, yeah.
as just a badass
Mm-hmm.
that I feel like she can go really against anybody and it's going to work.
Yeah, my problem with giving her to Asuka right off of Charlotte is that when Asuka gets back to the championship, she has to win.
She does have to win, or it's
And
done.
Becky's not going to give it to her right away, so I think maybe you feed like a Brie Bella to her, or someone like that, just to give Becky a successful feud, and then another successful feud, and then you get Asuka back to her, because you just need a couple people
Yeah.
who could beat right away.
Yeah, I could see Brie working.
Yep.
You know, she doesn't kill Becky in a match or something.
There's a perfect segue to our next topic. Oh my God, did you guys see those kicks on Raw?
Yeah, I did.
Now,
It was not good.
In fairness to Brie Bella,
Yeah, I'm not blaming Brie. I
it
don't want to
wasn't
blame Brie.
intentional. I will say it was a matter of timing. I think
It was. Yeah, I was gonna say that it was a matter of timing and how they were too. She was too close to Brie as well. It was a lot of her fault. She should have seen,
Yep.
or estimated how far they were. But it was a lot on Liv Morgan as well. Like, why in the hell are you so close to her? Like,
Well, in Liv,
Yeah.
if you watch her, it was almost like she was going like this as she was getting kicked, when she should have been going like this, right? Like, because the
Yes.
impact of a kick would
I
push you
noticed
back.
that too.
She was going like this. So what happened was Brie was coming in with the kick, and this woman was
And
like,
she was still on a leaning forward motion, and she
yeah,
caught
but
one.
the shit was that she caught her with her knee at first, right in the square.
no,
of the chin.
that was the second one. The first one was a straight kick to the front of the face. The second one was a knee to the temple.
Yeah,
that
that's what
that
she
was
went
brutal.
face.
And then
face-
you gotta
Watching
give
her getting dragged to the corner was the hard part for me.
And
like,
then you gotta give
man.
Liv so much damn credit because she won't let them take her out of the match so that she can do the quadruple suplex, and then she rolled out of the
Yeah.
ring into the corner. Now, come
Yeah,
on,
I have a lot of
WWE's
respect
got to be a little
for
bit
Liv.
better. And saying Liv's in the back getting medical attention, and you see her on the floor with Dr. Ahmad. Really? You didn't see that?
I didn't see that.
You watch
I
it
saw
again.
her 5 seconds right next to where the bell was.
Yep, they
Oh,
were like,
that
she's in
was-
the back getting medical attention, and then they show the Riot
Yeah.
Squad on the floor, and you see Liv in where the bell is getting looked at by the doctor.
I didn't notice that. Wow.
Michael Cole
That's
was like
bad.
playing up that she's in the back getting medical attention, and she's right there.
Well, I hate Michael Cole.
Yeah, he's the worst. Honestly, I'm really liking Renee Young in commentary.
Oh, I love Renee Young in
Renee's
commentary.
fantastic.
And
Yeah,
she
she
is.
sounds very slow when she speaks. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell it's like she's reading from a paper.
How weird must
She
it
needs
be?
to get into her own niche.
How weird must it be for her to have to call her husband shit?
Oh, I know. And what happens with their roles when and if Dean turns? How is she going to talk about Dean then on air?
She's
What's
going
going
to
to
have to
happen?
talk badly about him. Because theoretically, she's Renee Young and he's Dan Ambrose. They're not Renee Good and John Good, right?
Yeah,
So-
but they do mention, like, she mentions on air that they're married. So I know it's WWE and you can pick and
She
choose
hasn't
when you want
she
to
hasn't
forget
mentioned
things.
it on WWE.
Yes, she has. I've
No.
seen her.
She has.
She mentioned it. She's not on programming, not
she's-
live.
Yeah, they specifically asked her, when Dean came back and she was doing commentary and he did a comeback, how that felt. They brought it
That
up.
was an interview, not on live TV.
So there's another topic that we started talking about this weekend that I want to bring back up. So Matt Riddle made his NXT debut wearing his wife's pants.
Yep, saw that.
I actually was able to dig into that a little bit more today.
Really?
Yes. He got there, and all of his tights had his sponsors on them.
Yep.
Which he didn't feel right using with WWE. And he hadn't had his own tights made yet, so he put on his wife's tights.
Awesome.
Listen,
that's great.
You gotta respect Riddle. Comes out in flip-flops with his wife's tights and a hat. Bro!
I love that.
I still want him to put on boots. I feel like he probably has athlete's foot, and he's gonna stay in the ring.
So his first feud, it looks like, is gonna be Cassius Ohno.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think we talked about that at one point.
I feel bad for Ohno a little bit because he's got this whole thing about I'm the guy blocking the door. It makes it like it's the easiest damn door to open ever. Because every time this guy's in a match, he loses.
Count baby.
What?
The official 2 count baby.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Wait. So another thing that's really interesting to bring up is that EC3 has literally been demolished.
How did that happen? I thought that was like a given he was going to succeed.
He was funny. They had a video of him watching his original NXT run on. He's really funny on social media, EC3.
Yeah, he is.
You have to watch him. He's hilarious. And I forget who it was. He's feuding with someone on Twitter right now who said something about you were the worst thing to ever come from Dixie Carter or something like that. I forget who it exactly was, but it was amazing. I have to look it up, but it was really
I saw that shit.
It was great.
I'll look it up now. Hold on.
So while Dave's looking for that, I'll bring up another topic, and then we're going to wrap this up pretty shortly.
Yeah.
The NWO is reuniting.
Yeah. And what is with Hollywood Hogan's fake beard going on in those videos?
I do not know. Oh my man, let me tell you something.
Looks like he's got shoe polish all over his face.
Let me tell you something, brother. So first off, he's actually in the news twice because you've got the NWO reunion, which was given Vince's blessing. And then on the flip side of that, he's actually now back in the Then, Now, and Forever intro in the beginning of Raw.
Yeah, I saw him tweet about that.
And then deleted immediately. Did you see that? Did you find it, Dave?
Come on, Hollywood. Kayfabe, brother.
Did you?
Yeah, seriously, kayfabe Hollywood.
Well, I mean, that's iconic. Like, someone posted before, and this is the last thing. Let's wrap up the episode on a really fun note. Twitter account @OurDream, I think it is, right?
Yes, that was a good one.
Asked the question that if you could go back in time and live any match and watch any match in person, what would that match be? So I will flip that to you guys first, and then I'll come in with my own.
Bret and Shawn Iron Man.
I was thinking one of them. What about you, Dave?
The first Taker and I have two. Taker, Shawn at WrestleMania 25, I think it was the first of the two that they had.
Yeah, 25.
And Taker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell.
Those are
That's
a good one.
Really good one. That was on my list, so I actually had 3 on my list. One was Taker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell. One was Bret and Shawn Iron Man match, and the other one was CM Punk versus John Cena, Money in the Bank in Chicago.
Yeah, that was a close one for me.
And I have one more.
Which? It's a hard question.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Bret Hart.
Oh,
yeah.
my word, match.
That match.
That's when it happened?
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
That was the death of Stone Cold Steve. That was the death of stunning Steve Austin and the birth of Stone Cold right there.
Stone Cold.
Now, granted,
and Bret did his best promo work of his career after that.
Yep.
His promos got
the Canadian
astronomical.
heel was amazing.
Yeah.
Well, because you have to realize something. It's easier to be a heel than a face.
Yes, and he had a good way to be justified in being a heel. So he didn't have to, throw out his ethics and morals of the Hitman character to be a heel. It worked great. Yep. I want to see the Iron Man match personally if I had to pick one, because I remember as a child, in 1996, being so invested in that story. Like, is Shawn going to win the belt, or is Bret going to hang on? It's an Iron Man match. I've never seen it. I wanted to see it so bad, and my family didn't have the money to get the pay-per-view. So back when you could watch a scrambled pay-per-view, you couldn't see it, but you could listen to it. I listened to that whole Iron Man match until it came out on VHS, and I got to see it. And I remember the feeling just listening to it. It was like, this is crazy, and I wish I could see that live. That's why I want that.
And I loved that match because it's one of those matches where it elicits such emotion out of you, right? I was a huge Bret Hart fan, but at the time, I was a little kid, and Shawn Michaels was a good guy, and you root for the good guys, right? So,
Me too.
And so you're literally rooting good guy versus good guy in that match, and you're watching.
I didn't know who I wanted.
I didn't know. I wanted Bret, but I was like, in my mind, I was like, I want Bret to win, but if Shawn wins, he deserves it, right? That's almost like I had in my mind.
I think that's kind of.
And then
that's fair.
And then the only other match that I wished I could have been at, you were actually sitting at, Kyle. It was all in. I would have loved to have been there to see Cody win the NWA title.
And you know what? I am really glad because the environment in that building is insane.
Actually, guys, can you help us? We're going to come out with a little thing here. We want there to be a lot of 2 counts at All In too. So I feel like we deserve to be there. The best way for us to be there would be to get press passes. How do you get press passes? You build up a very large YouTube channel. So, guys, help us out here. Click like, please subscribe, and help us get press passes to All In too. And maybe we'll draw one member of the team, one random follower to come with us if that happens. You know, you never know. We're cool like that. We do something.
Let's see what we can do.
So with that, right, guys, I think we're all good to sign off here. We've covered a lot of news.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cool things going on in the world of wrestling. We will continue to do this once a week for you guys and just go through the headlines. But with that, you've got your boy Charlie, you've got your boy Kyle, you've got Dave Duran, and the official 2 Count Baby. We're going to be signing off for the week here. So with that, I ask you one more time, please subscribe, please click like. We bid you adieu.
Bang.